Hey everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 5. So, let's continue where we left off, and we won't be able to kill that brood without the archers' help, because barbarians actually regenerate here. So that's a bit of a problem. We'll just wait for the archer. We will get some city-state influence from this, so that's nice. One more turn. I'm not going to attack them, not much point doing that. We finished the horses. But we need to make contact with someone to actually sell them. Well, hopefully we'll make contact with someone soon. Alright, let's get started on this. Shouldn't take longer than 2, maybe 3 turns. And we can get a Pantheon. So, most of these Pantheons, or all of these Pantheons, are new. Some of the names will sound familiar. But, yeah, these Pantheons are new. We'll just go through all the Pantheons one by one. It will take a minute or two. So, we got Ancestor Worship, which is +1 faith for every 4 citizens in a city, and +1 culture and faith from councils. Councils are the scientific building. It's the first science building that we can get from the wheel. Next, we got Earth Mother, which is +1 faith and gold from mines on improved resources, and +2 production from monuments. So, we would get gold and faith from salt, because that's a mine on an improved resource. And then we got God of All Creation, which is a pretty good Pantheon. It's +3 faith in the capital city, as well as +1 culture and Golden Age points and happiness for every Pantheon ever founded, including this one. So that's actually quite nice. Then we got God of Commerce, which is +1 faith and +20 gold produced by owned cities, and +2 faith and gold in cities with city connection. Then we got God of Craftsmen, +1 faith and gold from quarries and stoneworks, and +2 production in cities with a specialist. Then we got God of the Expanse, +25% border growth, and 20 faith every time a city expands borders, and the bonus scales with game speed. God of Open Sky, +1 culture for every 3 plains or grassland tiles without hills or features worked by the city, +1 faith and +1 gold from pastures. Then God of the Sea, +1 faith and +1 production from fishing boats and atolls, and +3 food in coastal cities. God of the Stars and Sky, +1 faith production and culture from tundra tiles with improved resources, so completely worthless in our situation. Then we got God of the Sun. Hold on, just going to scroll it down a bit. God of the Sun, +2 food from granaries, +1 faith and culture from farms on wheat. We don't have any wheat, so that's not useful. Then we got God of War, +50% increase in city ranged combat strength, and we gain faith if you win a battle. God King, +1 culture, faith, gold and science for every 6 followers of our Pantheon. So that is quite different. Goddess of Beauty, +3 faith and +1 culture from World Wonders, +15% production of pre-Renaissance wonders. This is a really good one if you have a strategy that involves building early game wonders. +15% production for all pre-Renaissance wonders is really nice. And you also get +3 faith and culture from World Wonders. So it's quite a good one if you have a strategy that involves building early game wonders. Goddess of Fertility, +1 food and +1 faith from shrines and wells, and 15% faster growth rate. Well is a building that gives you some production. +2 food, +1 production, and +1 food, +1 production for every 5 citizens in the city. So that's a building you want in pretty much every city ever. Where were we? Oh yeah, right here. So then we got Goddess of Festivals, +1 faith, culture, and gold for every unique luxury resource you control. Goddess of Love, gain 10 faith and Golden Age points every time a citizen is born. Bonuses scale with era and game speed. It's not too bad. Then we got Goddess of Nature, +1 faith and culture for every 2 mountains within 3 tiles of a city, and natural wonders gain +3 faith and +2 culture. Goddess of Protection, +10 health healed per turn in friendly territory, +1 faith and culture from palace, walls and barracks. Goddess of Purity, +1 faith from food and oases, lakes and marshes, +1 happiness from cities on rivers, so not super useful in our situation. Goddess of Renewal, +1 faith and culture for every 2 jungle or 2 forest tiles worked by the city. +1 science and faith from herbalists. It's not a bad one if you have a lot of jungle and forests. If I had tons of jungles and forests, I would consider this. Then we got Goddess of Springtime, +1 faith and culture from plantations, +2 gold from markets. Goddess of the Hunt, +1 faith, food and culture from camps. Goddess of Wisdom, +1 faith for every 10 science per turn, and +1 science and faith in every city. And finally, Spirit of the Desert, +1 faith, food, and gold from desert tiles with improved resources. So I think we'll go for either Goddess of Love or God of All Creation. I quite like God of All Creation, actually. That's instant +3 faith, and you also get culture and Golden Age points and happiness for every Pantheon founded. So I think we'll go for this one, but there are quite a few really interesting choices. I really like the Wonder Pantheon, but I don't plan spamming too many early game Wonders, but it's a really good one. Let's go for God of All Creation. Yep. Alright. So that gives us +5 faith. The Settler is almost done. I think we'll go for Mount Kilimanjaro right away. Because I want to grab these tiles before the city-state steals them. We might not be able to get the floodplains, but I definitely want to secure the horses. Oh, also, in CPP, you can actually have 2 civilian units on top of each other. Or at least some types. We can have a worker and a settler on the same tile. I like that. Okay, let's kill that guy and get our city-state influence. Like so. Also 20 gold. That gives us how much? 29. Alright then. I don't think we'll be able to get more influence for now, unless we give them a unit. But we won't be doing that. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but the warrior actually upgrades to a spearman. The upgrade paths are quite different in general. And so, for example, if we take a chariot archer... Where is the chariot archer? Somewhere over here? Oh yeah, right here, in the wheel. The chariot archer upgrades to a skirmisher, which is also the same kind of unit. It's a ranged unit. It requires mathematics. And the skirmisher upgrades to a heavy skirmisher, which requires physics. And that's also the same kind of unit. It's a mounted unit with ranged combat. It only has a range of 1, but it has 4 movement, and it will benefit from the same promotions. So if you get a lot of promotions that increase your ranged combat strength, they won't all suddenly become useless because your ranged unit upgraded to a melee unit. And then we still got more ranged units. And then we got cavalry, which is also still a ranged unit. Armored car, 65 ranged combat. And finally, helicopter gunship. So this upgrade path actually kind of makes sense. And I like that. Alright, we got a policy. So we're going to grab expertise. Plus 20% production towards buildings. Tile improvement construction rate increase by 25%. And then we'll grab liberty, which will give us a worker near our capital. Done. This guy needs to heal up. As for our production, let's see, we should probably grab a granary. We could build a Stonehenge, but that's not a very good wonder. In fact, it's a pretty crap wonder. We're not going to bother with that. We'll build a granary. Also, another really important thing that I should mention is that cities are generally quite squishy in Community Patch Project. It's significantly easier to capture cities. Except in super early game, perhaps. But in general, it's easier to capture cities, which is both a good and a bad thing at the same time. If you are the one attacking, it's obviously a good thing. But if you are the one defending, then not necessarily, let's just say. But you need more defenses, that's for sure. Right. So, on melee units, we got drill and shock. And shock is plus 10% combat strength and plus 15% combat strength versus fortified units. And the drill promotion line is combat strength versus cities as well as increased flank attack bonus. And this is actually a pretty tough choice, because while combat strength versus cities is not that useful on melee units, however, it's more useful than you think because cities are more squishy. But the 25% flank attack bonus is really good. On the other hand, the shock line is also quite nice because that's universal combat strength bonus, up to 30% if you have shock free. And the combat strength versus fortified units is quite good as well, so this is definitely not an obvious choice. I think I prefer shock, but I might grab drill on some units at least. But for now, we'll go with shock. We don't have a lot of units to flank with, so doesn't make a whole lot of sense to get flanking bonuses right now. And we'll heal back to full. Alright. And we will grab a second settler as soon as possible, but there's no risk that someone will settle this location. There are no AIs nearby. We don't have to worry about that too much. We are researching fishing, which will allow us to embark and explore the area a little bit more. I'll probably go for bronze working after that, because that will allow us to upgrade our warrior to a spearman. And more importantly, it will reveal iron. And since I'm playing with strategic balance, there should be some iron close to our capital. I assume that's going to be the case. Alright, and we need to find some AIs in predictable future. Which means we might want to get a trireme as soon as possible, but sailing will take a while to research. Hopefully we'll be able to find some AIs just with our regular land units by getting the ability to embark. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, we are almost done with that salt mine, and we'll probably buy the second one. We have a quest. Sidon wants us to bully another city-state. Which one? Tyre. Yeah, we won't be doing that, I don't think so. Not with an army that consists of a grand total of 2 units. That's clearly not going to happen. And City of Constantinople wants coffee. Oh yeah, also, I didn't mention what this is. This is just one of the new luxuries, coral. And another thing I didn't mention are monopoly bonuses. So, monopoly bonus is something you get if you control 50% of all the resource. So 50% of all the luxury resources of one type, or 50% of all the strategic resources. Strategic resources have their own monopoly bonuses. They have 2 tiers of monopoly bonuses, which is a lesser one at 25% and a greater one at 50%. And plus 3 science from resource tiles means exactly what you think it does. Every tile with horses would get plus 3 science yield. Some of the monopoly bonuses are really damn strong. They are very, very strong. Salt would give us plus 20% growth in all owned cities. And we do have quite a lot of salt around here. It might be possible to get a monopoly bonus. The strategic resources monopoly bonuses are a little bit insane. I kind of like that part of CPP, because you have to really think about what exactly you want to attack. And sometimes it's worth to take a city that is controlling a lot of one specific resource, the resource that you would get a monopoly bonus with. It adds an additional layer of strategic considerations, let's just say. Anyway, we finished the granary. Can we grow the city one more time before getting a settler? We should be able to. That salt mine is done, so that's plus 1 food and plus 1 production. Let's see, something like this. That seems reasonable, 11 turns. We could totally try to get the Stonehenge, but I just don't think it's worth it, honestly. Or we should just grab the settler ASAP. We should grab the settler ASAP. Because remember, population is not as important as before, or I'll rephrase it, population is still important, but it's not the end of all things. It doesn't translate into more of everything with CPP. I know the population not being tied to science anymore change will be controversial, it was controversial, but it opens a lot of possibilities. It opens a lot of interesting strategies. And it makes gameplay more interesting. At least that's the way I see it. At least I enjoyed that change. Quite a lot. Alright, so one more salt, and where exactly do we want to settle this city? I haven't actually decided which exact tile we're going to settle up there. Or down here. We'll have to think about that. Also, I'm going to use the warrior as an escort. Because this guy will have to explore. That's our scout. He's not a scout anymore, but he still has the promotion, which allows him to move faster. And he also has altitude training. Next. So, how much more faith do we need for the religion? Quite a bit more. Alright, but we are guaranteed to get the religion, so that's nice. 4 more turns to finish fishing. We might get one more city to the southwest of Constantinople. It's not a terrible location for a city. If there's a sea resource over here in the fog, it will be worth it. I suppose we'll find out. Alright, let's keep moving. Hopefully no barbarians spawned up there. I could just wait one turn, but honestly, I don't want to. Now, where exactly do we want to settle? This is pretty important. We won't reach the dice, no matter where we settle. We can reach the crab, the salt, but we'll also be able to reach the salt with this city. This city will probably be settled on this tile right here, because then we'll reach everything. I prefer a city on a hill. I think this is a decent enough location. Right next to Mount Kilimanjaro. We could settle the canal, but I don't feel like we really need it. And I prefer to settle on a hill. I really do. I think this should be our city location. If I had full information and saw what exactly is inside that fog, it might be easier to decide. But yeah, we're going to settle right here. It won't be the most amazing city of all times, but it's decent enough. Alright, do it. And we need to buy some tiles before the Sidon steals them. Can we afford it? Well, we should probably wait. The borders will grow very quickly because we are getting culture from Mount Kilimanjaro. Oh yeah, we'll get the crab first. I want to get these 3 tiles to the north. I could buy the crab, and then it might expand to the north. It should expand to the sheep tile. And, well, 4 turns. It will speed things up. Is it going to be cheaper that way? Well, I mean, we can just buy the sheep, which we kind of have to anyway. Alright. And 95 gold. We should buy that floodplain right away, because the city-state border might expand here, and I want to have access to that tile. And we can also buy the horse. Yep, okay, that's good enough. These are the tiles I wanted to secure. Alright, and let's start construction. So, let's see. We probably want the well. The turn order is actually not an obvious choice here in CPP. There are a lot of viable early game build orders. And it can be a pretty tough decision what to build first. Any one of these buildings first would be a valid choice for different reasons. I do like food and production, but I would also like to get my religion faster. Granary doesn't make a whole lot of sense first. Maybe if we had one of these resources. And we are getting a lot of culture from Mount Kilimanjaro already, so the monument can wait. We'll grab the well. That's +2 food and +1 production. So that makes sense. Alright, sounds good. And second settler. Let's see, what do we want to build next? I'm almost tempted to try building the Stonehenge anyway. It's just a pretty damn bad one there, honestly. It's not good, it seriously isn't. I'm really not convinced it's even worth 150 hammers. Like, I'm really not convinced it's worth 150 hammers. Oh, and another thing I didn't mention is that wonders now require a certain number of policies, as you can see on the tooltip. That means you need to have certain number of social policies before you can build that wonder. Nah, we're not going to bother. Let's just get more units. We should get more workers. Like, one worker for 3 cities is obviously not enough. We'll get more. Fishing is almost done. We'll escort the settler in this general direction and then go check out that island. Hopefully it won't be like one tile island. Yeah, we need to be inside our borders. The mine is done. So next up, we should probably improve the ship, because we will be working that tile. And give me fishing. There, we got fishing. Let's grab the ability to embark. And move on. We'll improve the fish. And we got our second policy. That's going to be a worker. We'll get one more worker, and that's going to be 3 workers for 3 cities. That's reasonable. As for you, we can't improve the dice just yet. We can't improve the stone either. We'll just get a farm. That's reasonable. Alright. And we should research the wheel next, because we want the council as soon as possible. That's science, and science is pretty damn important. Especially when we won't get any from population, as you already know. So which tile exactly do we want that city on? We could build this... We could build it on this side of the mountain or on this side. I don't think it makes a big difference. Oh, and nice, we got some fish tiles, right, because our research revealed all the fish on the map. So this is actually a pretty damn good city. Yeah. We could have settled it here, but then it wouldn't be on a hill. It would be a slightly better location, because we would get one more tile with fish, but it wouldn't be on a hill. And I think I prefer a city on a hill. Let's decide this location. It would be easier if I knew if there are any fish in here. There might be. We'll miss out on the cow if we settle on this side. I think it's safer to settle on this side. Yeah, we can get the salt over here. We can get the cow. I think I prefer this location. Yep, sounds good. That's where we'll settle. And let's see what this island is. I kind of want that salt because of the monopoly bonus. Plus 20% growth in all owned cities is nice. Start the city, and I think we'll start from the well. And we will rush the well a bit. That's going to give us 50% production towards the well. Do we have enough money? We do. No, we don't. Okay, never mind. We can buy the cow, so let's do that. Alright. We need to find some AIs, because we're going to need some trading partners. And, okay, that is a one-tile island, but there's more. I'm thinking we should go for sailing as soon as possible. It's going to take a while. I'm hoping there will be some AI in this general direction. Oh, there's an AI. Enrico, nice one. And he will buy salt from us. So in Community Patch Project, the price the AI will pay you for a resource tends to change based on how much they like you. It's possible to get 8 gold per turn for a luxury. I managed to get it in the past. There's no one flat value that you will get 90% of the time. Okay, apparently he doesn't want to give us too much gold. Also, now that we met an AI, and since I'm not playing with the Info Addict mod, and it's a question that I get quite often, how do you check how many tags each AI has if you're not playing with Info Addict? Because it's very, very easy to check that. I often see people who are not aware that you actually have full access to that information, and I'm not talking about the trade route thing, because I guess most people are aware that you can check the trade routes like this, and if you have a valid trade route to a sieve, You can check how many techs they researched that you don't have, and vice versa. But in this case, we can't check that. So how do we check how many techs Enrico has? All we have to do is go in here into diplomacy and check the score breakdown. We got 24 points from technology. And Enrico has 28 points from technology. And this is calculated very easily. One tech is worth 4 points. So he's one tech ahead of us. That's all there is to it. He has 7 techs, and we have 6 techs. That's all. That's how you check who has how many techs. Anyway, there's the worker. We should probably send it to one of our new cities. We'll do that. Looks like Enrico is to the northwest. So, we could explore in that general direction. We should just get another scout, I think. We know he can reach our island with a melee unit, so there's no ocean separating us. Okay, more citizens. We'll work the crab, that's fine. Next. Hopefully we'll have some valid sea trade routes to Enrico. And hopefully he will send some trade routes to us. That would be nice. And okay, looks like there's no island here, just some one-tile islands, which is pretty disappointing. Alright. I still want to sell the salt to him. Let's see, he's actually hostile. Oh, and since I started the game with the transparent diplomacy option, we can see the exact effect of each modifier. We got +5 because we have similar social policies, but -20 because territorial disputes strain our relationship, apparently. That's a little bit surprising, but alright. And Barbarian Brood. Right. Well, we are about to finish the scout, which isn't exactly a great counter against a Brood. But we'll finish him. What else can we improve here? Well, let's send that worker to one of our new cities. I think we'll have to back up here, or maybe they will fight each other with Enrico. That would be convenient for us. That would be very convenient for us. We'll get a mine. Yeah, there's no island here, but we met another AI. So at least there's that. We could buy gems from her. Sure, let's trade. Why not? Oh, also, happiness actually gives you a passive bonus based on your happiness value. So right now, our happiness is at 12, and we are getting +10% culture, faith, gold, growth, and science. And we are also at -1 gold now, because of our scout. And there's a barbarian camp over there. Alright, we have to recruit some units anyway, but I do want that council ASAP. Let's check how many techs Portugal has in just a second. And is this fine? Looks fine to me. So, Portugal, how many techs ahead of us are you? They have the same tech count, so 7 techs. Alright. What's next? We're going to need trade if we want sailing ASAP. And we need sailing for cargo ships. We don't need calendar just yet. I do want to improve the dice, but it's not a huge priority. We definitely need sailing, there's no question about that. Bronze working will have to wait. Sailing is just too important right now. Okay, carry on. +1 population, yep. Classical era. So we need to get rid of that barbarian camp. I can attack this guy with my scout, might as well do it. We'll still do some damage at least. As for you, you need to improve that stuff to the north. And let's go in this general direction. Another one-tile island. We don't have enough gold to buy any tiles, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll need a monument in this city ASAP. Otherwise, our borders will not grow. Next. Because a city doesn't generate a culture on its own. You need something that will do it. The city does generate culture because we have Mount Kilimanjaro, obviously. Come on, give me a bigger island. Bigger than one tile. That would be great. They don't want to give us a bigger island. Portugal has to have an island somewhere around here. They can't be that far away. Alright, so what do we improve first? Doesn't really matter, +1 food, +1 gold. We kind of need gold, so let's improve the ship. We also got one more ship here, and we can make the city grow a little bit faster at the cost of losing some production. The council will be done on the next turn regardless. And let's get a chariot archer. So that's the council. And we'll get the chariot archer next. Not much point keeping the scout here. He needs to go and explore. That was kind of the whole point of getting him. And we found the island. That's probably the Portuguese island, if I had to guess. Alright, let's go. Yep, we found one of their cities. Alright, good to know. Is it a coastal city? It is. Do we have a valid trade route to that city? No, we don't. At least not yet. Alright, so, council. We can delay the monument in this city a bit. Get more food. And a lighthouse. In some predictable future would be nice. This city is going to be really damn good, actually. Way better than I thought it will be. Because of all the fish. I'm quite happy about that. All our cities will be pretty good in the long run. Right, 3 turns to finish the chariot archer. We should probably start the road. I think we should, yeah. Alright, let's do that. The nice thing is that we got 1 extra movement point because of one of our policies, which means we can move into a hill and start building the road. That will speed up the roads quite significantly. This is fine. So, do we want a 4th city over here or not? I think we do. It's going to be a pretty decent city. We have 2 tiles with fish, we can reach them both. We have silver in range, we have cattle, sheep, deer. Yeah, we should definitely get a city over there. But we'll finish the chariot archer first. We need at least some unit to defend ourselves against barbarians. And organization is next. Cities earn +10 food and culture when they construct buildings, and bonuses scale with era. And I'm going to make a cut here, continue in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.